Hey, hey, mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, so this is a little promo that I created over the weekend, and it's basically a reminder to the people who are following my Holy Cow account that I am working on something new to add to the website or to the people who are subscribed to the website, Holy Cow Kids, that I'm working on an animated series called Ralphie's Foxtails. So the character is going to be voiced by my daughter, and she voiced the character in the animation here. And I'm just going to show you how to um, basically just how I did this basically. So I'm not gonna give you like every single detail, but I'm just gonna give you a general overview. So I don't plan to be here long, maybe 5 minutes or so at the most. So actually started in Photoshop, and I started with this sketch right here because I figured that when I do this, I'm just gonna um, have some limited animation, and I wanted to just break apart, like when I rebuild this in Adobe Animate, just kind of have his arms waving a little bit, just like in the final. I was just gonna have this. Well, I was just gonna have this right here, and that was gonna be the only animation that you see. But the creative juices got to flowing, and I was like, you know what, he can do more than that. And that's where I got the idea to actually start adding more keyframes. So then I decided, well, maybe he can jump in, and um, that's when I started sketching some more, and I was like, okay, so from there I brought all of those sketches into Adobe Animate, and I kind of made a little animatic. Let's go in here. You can kind of see, oops, this is where I got all the timing and everything together. So if you look down here at the keyframes, you'll see that some keyframes are longer than others. When I first started this, I definitely did not mean to do all this. Matter of fact, I'm missing this keyframe. So hold on, let's grab this and let's put this in here. Oh, it's locked. That's why, of course. And yeah, something like that. Yeah, so that's basically what I started off with. But when I actually got started with the animation, and I kind of followed along with the animatic, you'll see that I added some movement in the shirt so that it can feel like he's in a 3D space, and the wind is actually catching his shirt a little bit. I put some movement in the shorts as well, but then I gave him some oomph when he lands, and you'll see that right here. All I did was, if you look here, is very, very simple. Is, well, it doesn't look simple with all these frames, but I just had a layer for his head and his arms and tail that moved, so that you can kind of feel that he's kind of landing, and it feels like he has some weight to him. But anyway, then from here I did the same thing with the arms and head right here, just so it can add a little bit more, and then we just pop right into that final frame, and then I looped this little movement right here. Now, if you notice, when I brought it in, that's all that I anticipated it being. I didn't even anticipate my daughter doing a voiceover. So, but when we got in, well, when I got into it, uh, I said, you know what? I want you to say, "Oh yeah," and then when we recorded it, it was like it would look better and sound better if she was jumping from here and then say, "Oh yeah," and then point and then loop again. So that's basically where that came from. So I turned what I did not expect to be a jump. It was meant to be like a landing, and that's it. But it turned into a jump. And you notice he's coming, he's going backwards a little bit, and then coming back down. But it doesn't really matter because it's a, it's a cartoon. Um, and sometimes cartoons do things that you can't do in real life, so it's okay. So, one thing I wanted to mention is that this took a lot longer than I expected it to take. Um, and that's not just because I, redid the logo and all that type of stuff, but, and I changed the style ever so slightly. But I want to let you know I'm actually considering changing the style again. Why? Because this took longer than I expected it. It took way longer than I expected it to take. So, yeah, I just was considering what could I do to make the process faster because right now I'm the only one animating, and I don't want to take a year or even 2 months or 3 months just to come out with a different episode or whatever. So I was thinking about some different um, styles. So I was thinking about changing the styles again, which is part of the process. I was looking into simplicity, and then I came across doing something more simplistic where I make the legs and the pants kind of like its own layer, and I'll show you what that kind of looks like. Now, keep in mind, this is just a sample. It's not going to be the final product, but just testing it out in something like this. And of course, this will be way more detailed and he'll look like himself. This is just a real quick thing I put together so I can see how it works. And I will say, this is a lot faster to animate. Um, and I can work on the cuteness factor, which I was kind of doing over here, but it looks similar to a cartoon that's already out, which kind of makes me like, dang, you know. So I'm still kind of working on how to fix that, but Ralphie's style might change from this to that. I'm still working on the style, and it's crazy. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to share with you. Um, but yeah, it's in production. Ralphie's Foxtails hopefully will be. I'll probably have a episode by early January or maybe late January 2024. But it's definitely in production. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to do this version, but do it in a limited way because I like this style right here. It's just that it takes way too long, and it's just me, So that's the tough part about it. But anyway, I'm gonna end it right here. It's past 5 minutes, so yeah, peace. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That's going to help the channel out a lot. I have a new goal. I'm close to 500 subscribers, so please help me at least make that mark, and then hopefully I can make it to 1,000. But anyway, talk to you later. Hope you enjoyed this. Peace.